Okay, hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's so great to have you guys here again. I am super elated to be with you all once again for today's episode. Okay, if this is the first time you're seeing me on screen, my name is Julie John, the bedwetting advocate and coach. And to all my subscribers, I want to welcome you guys back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so briefly, I just had to do this video because we've been having like series of electricity shortage, if that's the correct word to use. Yeah, we haven't been having light in a very long while, so I had to do this. This is what's the time. I think the time is, well, it's past midnight, so I just had to quickly do this and put it out here so that you guys don't, you know so there's something for you guys to watch. Okay, so on today's episode, I want to briefly talk about the negative impact, or rather the negative psychological impacts bedwetting can cause in the life of a victim. Okay, so we all know that bedwetting brings along a lot of psychological impacts that can make any victim feel less of themselves. You understand? A lot of things happened to me, especially while I was still going through this condition. I suffered from a lot of trauma, depression, and what have you. So I'm going to be listing out the negative impacts of bedwetting uh, in the life of a victim, and I am going to tell you what you can do if you're going through any of this, what you can do to, help yourself out. Okay, so one of the negative impacts of bedwetting is low self-esteem. Low self-esteem, this is like the oga pata pata when it comes to the psychological impacts of bedwetting. Well, a lot of victims, yeah, all victims of bedwetting actually suffer from low self-esteem to an extent. Okay, so as you all know, I was a victim of bedwetting, and yes, I went through different levels of low self-esteem. I went through series. Mine was terrible because I went to the boarding school, and due to the humiliation and embarrassment that I faced whilst my time there, it really dealt with me psychologically. It affected me in every area, especially my self-esteem as a person, as an individual. It was really low. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't socialize. I felt really low. I felt really terrible. I felt that I couldn't achieve anything. You know what low self-esteem can do to a person? So low self-esteem is one of the reasons why a lot of victims of bedwetting find it difficult or run into depression. Yes, low self-esteem can lead to depression. I don't even want to talk about depression because yes, bedwetters oftentimes go into depression. Yes, go into depression, like deep depression. Yes, because of the condition, because of how traumatizing that condition is, because of the stigma associated with the condition. A lot of individuals go into depression, and if care is not taken, it will take like the grace of God before that individual will be able to overcome depression or come out of it. Because I am saying all of this because I went through all of this. It is not something I read online. I was a victim for over 20 years, and trust me, I went through all these things I talk about bedwetting. I have gone through it, so I know firsthand what it can do to an individual. So low self-esteem is one of the negative impacts of bedwetting. Now we come to depression. Depression is also a negative impact when it comes to, like, of bedwetting. depression can make one lose their mind. Like, you don't even know what to say, because it only takes the grace of God, and a strong mind to come out of it. You understand? Because you will just be wrapped around one perspective, one perception. I am a bedwetter. I can never stop bedwetting, especially if you're an adult and you're going through bedwetting. That those words keep ringing in your brain. I can never stop bedwetting. I can't find anyone to love me because of but especially for women, I can't find anyone to marry me because of this bedwetting condition. So because of this, when your head is wrapped around this thing, you run into depression, and then those words keep lingering in your brain, and then you find out that you can't talk to anybody, because when it comes to bedwetting, a lot of people are really, really silent about it. Nobody goes to the doctor, nobody reaches out to anyone. You just carry your cross all by yourself. So when you're unable to talk to anyone, when you're unable to get solution, especially if you are trying your best and it seems like nothing is happening, because oftentimes a lot of victims of bedwetting go up try to solve bedwetting the wrong way. I call it the wrong way because they try to do it to the best of their knowledge because they are ignorant. So I also did a lot of things to conquer bedwetting, but they were the wrong strategies, and I just tried all those things, all those techniques out, like reducing my water intake from 6. I stopped taking water. All of those things are wrong. Way was it doing drinking all these concussions, agbo, now all those things are wrong. But to the best of my knowledge, because I was desperate for results, which a lot of victims can also attest to. When you're desperate for results, you try a lot of things. So back to what I was saying, all of this is when you're trying a lot of things and it's not working, because bedwetting can be very, very tricky, in the sense that you try something out, or this time you're not wetting the bed for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, back to square one, you start wetting again. You begin to ask yourself, what is it? But I'm not taking water now, especially when you don't take a lot of water for that day, and then you wake up in the night and it's still wet. Or when you sleep by 12 and you wake up by 1, your bed is wet. Do you understand? So all of these things are things that can push a person into depression, into deep depression. Like, there are different levels to this depression, and I tell you, when it comes to bedwetting, the victim goes to the last level, and it takes time to come out of it, just like I did. Okay, I think one of the experiences I had that made me depressed was while I was in the boarding school, and my school mother at that time publicly disgraced me. She brought my mattress out and she asked me to carry my wet mattress on my head and then dance around the hostel while they beat the drums for me. And then I would dance with everybody looking at me, and until she was satisfied. So that is what I did. And after that incident, I ran into serious depression, because my story was now the headline of the school. Imagine going out the next morning and everybody was just looking at her. That girl that's still bedwet. Imagine. So yeah, that caused me to go into serious depression for a very long time. That destroyed my self-esteem as a person entirely. So that is that. So it was really difficult for me to come out of it, and it took time. Yes, it took time. So these are the things that the dating can cause for a person. So I've spoken about depression, I have spoken about self-esteem, and I'm going to talk about withdrawal from social activities. Like I said, being a bedwetter, I wouldn't like to associate with anybody, because I don't want anyone to use that against me. Okay, so one time in school, I got into an argument with a friend of mine because of buckets, in the boarding school now. And then she just said, "You that used to still wet the bed." If you see the way I froze like chicken, frozen chicken. There was nothing I could do. I just went, I was like crying. My friends were like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But she has said it. The deed has been done. So because of that, I don't even talk. Even if you do something that gets me upset, I will just keep quiet and I'll just look at you and act as if I don't know what I am doing. Not because I don't have what to say, but because I don't want you to use bedwetting against me. So I don't want to even think of anything that would make me to even want to associate with anybody. I kept my circle really really small. I don't associate with a lot of people. I just had how many friends? I think 2 friends, and those 2 people I wasn't really really close to them. Always by myself. I don't want any trouble. I wasn't close to my school sisters. I wasn't close to my school mother. Just by myself. I don't want trouble. And that was the way I did it until I graduated secondary school. And even when I went into the tertiary institution in polytechnic, same thing. I don't want no trouble. I just don't talk about it. Let's not even go there. So it didn't allow me to participate in a lot of things that would have helped me. Yes, that would have helped me even come out from depression. It didn't allow me to participate in a lot of things that would have helped to boost my quality of life. You understand? Because I was a little bit held back. Not a little bit. Yeah, I was held back. I was uptight. I don't. Every little thing triggers me. I don't want. I get angry easily. You know, all of these things, and it wasn't. I had to build a lot of these things, not because of anything, but because I was trying to shield my shame. Yes, I was trying to shield my shame. So that is what those things can do to you. So yes, it causes depression, uh, low self-esteem, and withdrawal from social activities. So if you're a parent here and you notice any of this from your child, it is best you start doing something to elevate them, to help them. Okay, so fourthly, it reduces the person's quality of life. This video is becoming too lengthy. I will put in a part 2. Yes, this one is just the part 1 where I'll be listing out the negative impacts of bedwetting, and then in the next episode I'll be talking about how you can come out from all of this, how you can help yourself to overcome all of these negative impacts. Okay, so stay tuned. If you're watching this, you can give it a thumbs up, you can share with your friends, anything. You can also click on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload another video. Okay, so I spoke about low self-esteem, I spoke about depression, I spoke about withdrawal from social activities, and then low quality of life. It affects everything you do. It affects your relationship with people. It affects your mental health. Yes, bedwetting can have a huge impact on a victim's mental health. It affects everything. It causes anxiety. Yes, it causes anxiety very, very, very much. And also it causes anger. It triggers anger. Not because you're someone who is hot tempered, but you've built it. Yes, just so that you don't, as any little thing triggers you by default. Not because you were born like that, but because of that situation, you don't want anybody. So a little thing, you blow it out of proportion. All these things are things that I experienced as a person, as a victim back then. So I am sharing it with you. These are the negative impacts of bedwetting. I will also include others in the comment section down so that you can also learn via that one. But this is where I'll be stopping for today's episode. This is the part 1. Remember, this is a continuation of which I will be telling you ways you can overcome that those impacts, ways you can get over them, ways you can help yourself, you can build your quality of life, ways you can boost yourself, low self-esteem, ways you can. I'm feeling really really sleepy right now. Ways you can overcome depression, ways you can associate more even as a bedwetting victim. So I want you to stay tuned, stay glued to this channel, stay glued to this channel. So this is all for now. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back to upload the continuation of this video. Thank you very much, and until next time, it's your girl Julie John, your bedwetting expert and coach. I'll see you guys later. Bye.